Mercedes Benz EQE 350 Plus compared to a Tesla Model Y. I know some of you are like, you can't compare that. That's like comparing apples to oranges. And just because your manager owns you all day at work doesn't mean you're gonna better yourself by commenting on my videos and tell me what I'm doing right and wrong, okay? So the EQE, surprisingly, is very comparable to a Tesla Model Y in a lot of ways. The range of the cars is very similar. The length is very similar. The Tesla Model Y has more cargo capacity. It's 76 cubic feet, whereas this is only 55 cubic feet with the seats folded down. Now, this is a luxury electric SUV. The Tesla Model Y is not a luxury car. It has some luxury features, and the technology is far beyond that of, most cars out there, especially with the over-the-air updates that make the car better over time and add features, and they take feedback directly from their consumers and apply it into the cars. It's very impressive. But I find myself loving getting in this EQE. Now, there are downsides. We're certainly going to address that. But overall, what Tesla lacks is what this has, and that is excellent build quality and luxury feel. Now, what people are going to say is, yeah, but the charging network stinks. You're 100% right. It is absolute garbage. Electrify America and all of them, very inconsistent, not pulling peak power, and that's where Tesla is miles ahead. It's a shame because this is such a good car for around town because the suspension is so well tuned, has cooled seats, has this beautiful 64 color ambient lighting marking a perimeter from the upper end of the dash that has a different color. It has Apple CarPlay on this beautiful screen. I can't say I'm a huge fan of this screen, but the clarity on it is excellent. So let's talk about storage. The Tesla Model Y has a frunk, this does not. The front of the Mercedes, you feel a little, not cramped, but you feel like you're more in a cockpit up here. You each have your own sections. There's even this open space under here to store whatever you want. The back seats have similar legroom to the Model Y, and the trunk is similar to the Model Y. The huge difference is this is $27,000 more, starting at $77,900 over a $50,000 Tesla Model Y long range. The Tesla is quicker, 0 to 60 in 4.8 seconds. This does 6.3 seconds. The Tesla Model Y has 360 horsepower. I just tested it the other day on a dyno. This has 288, but it makes up for it with over 400 pound-feet of torque. So there's so many similarities, and you have to ask yourself, is this really worth $27,000 more than a Tesla? The short answer is, as an all-around vehicle, it's currently not. Simply because if you had one vehicle, you're gonna pick a Tesla Model Y, or you're gonna pick a Mercedes EQE, and you went on a road trip, you would want to blow this thing up by the end of that road trip. And with the Tesla, you just see this huge value because of the excellent charging network. The cars get pretty good range, and there's so many chargers out there that the range is never really a factor. I've not run into it personally. I've seen like where, Tesla's only getting 70% of their advertised range. But again, because there are so many chargers out there, you're gonna be able to find one and get to your destination with no issues, just maybe a little added time with charging. But the Mercedes makes up in this, it is so pleasant to drive this car. It has an adaptable suspension based on what drive mode you're in. It's not an air suspension. Tesla, for some reason, cannot figure out how to make a very supple, luxury feeling suspension. I'm not asking for it in their performance models, and I know the Model S and X have an air suspension, but they need to figure out how to make a better suspension, because then they would really be able to blow the competition out of the water, and no one could really say anything very negative about them. Also, the new Teslas are put together much better. This is a Mercedes. It's put together incredibly well, but it's just calming to be in. I mean, you cruise around, the suspension handles everything. The Apple CarPlay, people love Apple CarPlay, and Tesla does not currently offer that. It's offered by third-party items, but people don't want to put things on their car, and I totally understand that. Despite being $27,000 more, a lot of the people looking to buy these cars are not probably restrained by a budget, and a lot of people want to be brand loyal to whoever. This is a very well done and fun to drive car. I just couldn't recommend it if you're going to be taking it on long road trips because the charging network is so poor. But as far as something to be in on a day-to-day basis, I find myself liking this more than the Tesla Model Y because of how calming and compliant the suspension and cabin noise is. it's really impressive. It also has rear wheel steering. So this thing, in the tightest parking lots, U-turns, I can almost turn and pivot, I can almost turn and pivot around the median when making a U-turn. It's incredible how little luxury features like that are in this car that make you go, okay, Tesla, despite how good they are, despite them being the best EV manufacturer all around, there are things that they could step up that would set them even further ahead, and Mercedes has pointed that out. Now, the good news is if you want to have a Mercedes EV in 2024 or 2025, they are going to standardize on the NACS plugs, meaning you will have access to the Tesla supercharger network. And this is massive. Like, this is huge news for Mercedes because they are going to now have access to a highly reliable charging network. So do I recommend buying a Mercedes EQE? Here's what I recommend. I recommend leasing it. There's a lot of dealerships that are having trouble selling their electric cars right now, and I bet they are open to deal right now. And I don't think you're gonna get this and regret it. I think you're gonna like the experience. The key to enjoying this car is if you have a home charging setup. If you have a home charging setup, even if you own a Tesla, I'm telling you, you're going to like this thing. Also, yes, this is a press car that Mercedes gave me. I'm in no way paid by them at all. Like, they give me the car, they give me notes on it. They have never asked me to say anything or corrected me on anything. I just post the video and that's it. So I don't want you guys to think like I'm being paid to say good things about the car. I know a lot of people think because I'm a Tesla owner, I just trash everything else, but I just like cars in general. Or as people want me to say, it's an SUV. I think you're going to really enjoy this. I bet you could get a good deal on it right now, whether that's a lease or just a good discount. It's very relaxing to drive. It'd be a great around town car as long as you have your charging set up at home. You come in every night, you plug it. It does have an app where there's remote features that you can cool the car. Again, Tesla's app's incredible. It has all of these features. The Mercedes app also has a feature where you can set a weekly schedule if you're departing at the same time every day, just like the Tesla app. So there are features that it has that you can take advantage of as an EV. Again, the Tesla having features like keeping the air conditioning going while you're running a store, or dog mode or camp mode is more advanced than what this has. But again, the luxury of it, again, that's why you're looking at this. You're looking for a luxury electric SUV, and that's really what this is. The cooled seats work better than any other car I've ever driven, minus the EQE AMG that I just drove that was excellent. But you're going to really enjoy it as long as it's going to be an around town car for you. So that's what I have to say. I know you're like, oh, but Ben, the Model Y is $27,000 less. Yes, I understand. And you probably think, oh, you should compare it to a Model X. Model X is comparable to an EQS. It's not the same size. This is a direct competition with the Model Y. Costs significantly more. I don't want to say it's built better, but I'm going to say it's built better. It's just tighter in here. It's quieter. It's more of a joy to be in, whereas the Tesla is like one of those. The Tesla's like the really modern house that's cement on the inside. You want to visit it because it's cool, but you don't want to live there. You want to live here in the Mercedes Benz. So I hope that video was helpful to you. Look at this rear wheel steering. I'm just pivoting around like I'm a snake. I'm a slithery little slimy little snake. I'm just slithering like a snake out here. So I'm interested to see what you guys think this is like comparing to. You're like, that's like comparing steak to orange juice. You say something stupid like that, but that's okay. That's what you're there for in the comments. Another thing that will concern people is charging speeds. To get from 10 to 80%, that takes 32 minutes in this. And it has a maximum charging speed of 170 kilowatts. Now, in a Tesla Model Y, the max charging speed is 250 kilowatts as peak charging speed. So it is significantly faster, and with the Tesla chargers, you will often reach that. If you're on third-party chargers with Electrify America or others, generally not going to reach your max charging speeds because a lot of the times the chargers just aren't working properly. A major concern with EVs is their range, and I tested the range on this EQE. So to view that video, click this right here. I think that'll be really helpful, and I compare it on the same route to my Model Y. I think that'll be a very informational video for you.